Hi everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with Olivier Krueger, Chief Marketing Officer at Lufthansa Group. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Jessica, and thank you for having me here today.
Wonderful. So, picking up on tech, how are you leveraging technology to better understand the customer?
Well, first, we need to define what it means to understand customers nowadays. In former times, it was sufficient to look at PNRs. I mean, basically to know from where to where they were flying. Today, possibilities are almost endless. And at the same time, we're still somehow at the beginning in our industry if we compare ourselves to others out there. The key is to listen to our customers and to make them feel comfortable to tell us their needs and their stories. Thus, this has not too much to do with what technology is capable of nowadays. This has a lot to do with trust. And here in Europe, people are still rather concerned about giving their consent than seeing the opportunities and advantages of them. There's always a sentiment of they're trying to sell me something I don't really want. And therefore, our challenge is still rather building up trust than making use of this wonderful technology out there. Let me give you an example. For instance, our travel ID provides fantastic opportunities and services for our airline customers throughout the entire group without any disadvantage, but all possible advantages on individual level. Still, we need to fight to convince our customers to join us on this platform. We put a lot of efforts in building up trust. And we do understand that once the consent is given, we can start understanding our customers and provide much better services customized to individual preferences and needs. And it comes down to listening. Through then analyzing our customer behaviors on and from our websites, his and her past experience when traveling with us, past bookings, and so on, we're able to ensure to have a tailor-made offer for him or her. And yes, this includes, for example, also not to be bombarded with non-relevant ads. More specific, this helps us to propose the right ancillaries, the right destinations, the right booking classes, all based on very individual preferences. And last but not least, this also includes proactive identification of customers' dissatisfaction based on delays and irregularities, but also advanced computing of operational and customer data. And finally, the delivery to our cabin crew devices will help us a lot here. Based on our customer insights, our cabin crews are then enabled to identify top customers with negative experience, for example, that they got recently, and enter into a magic moment gesture by offering a compensation or an apology if necessary. By continuously monitoring the results, we will be able to improve over time and to go on a deep level of understanding. Based on the prepared customer data, we build then customer segmentations to understand the value of our customers. And additionally, we use machine learning, AI, to predict customer preferences in order to understand the customer's context and intentions and to personalize the customer experience.
That's fantastic. Thank you for such a rich answer to that question. There's a lot of ground to cover, so we'll be referring back to those throughout the interview. So, building on this understanding the customer, what challenges do you find when tailoring your branding to the individual customers?
Well, as just stated, the biggest challenge is to know our customers' needs on individual basis, as only then we can adjust our offer to the individual customers. And thus, we're talking about trust once again. It's not the trust toward us as an airline, I would say. It's more the trust to corporations in general and how they protect my individual data. With the before mentioned initiatives, like the travel ID, for instance, we aim to get to know our customers better. Trust is, though, only one side of the challenge. For example, cookies will be banned at some time, and thus we need to seek for alternatives, ways to find out what our customers really need. On a pure brand level, we can see that needs are evolving with new generations to come. Brands are basically a promise to our customers along their needs. And with the change of values over time, needs are changing as well, and thus brands need a well-defined identity based on a clear set of values without losing the ability to adapt over time. And the individual ideally falls in love with us or with some of our brands, and it's up to us to then design the relationship in a way that our customers fall in love with us again and again. It's actually like in real life.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And turning now to one of the biggest topics at the moment, sustainability. How are you navigating the complex sustainability landscape with your marketing?
Well, I do believe it all goes with balance. In the aviation industry, sustainability is an important yet more and more upcoming but still sensitive topic to talk about. As Lufthansa Group, we are fully aware of our responsibility here, and we do engage since decades in environmental protection and improvement. For us, the how is important, as it makes a difference for the environment, and it's important for us to position ourselves. Hashtag Make Change Fly is the Lufthansa Group manifesto, which covers our ambition and action to become carbon neutral by 2050. It is important to talk precisely about what we do and where we are heading to, rather than bloomish nature and emotionalized imagery in picture and word. By explanation and contextualization of our targets, highlighting our main technology levers to reduce carbon emission. On the other hand, we also intend to master the current limits of what we can do. This needs to be as precise as possible and understandable upfront. The truth is also, aviation is in the turmoil today, as some customers do not believe in green and aviation at the same time. They see it as an antonymic. On one side, customers are complaining that the aviation industry is not going far enough. But on the other side, the truth is also that the willingness to contribute through individual higher payments is very limited. So, indeed, difficult to find the right balance, right? As marketing is about long-term and not short-term, it is all about explaining what we're doing and in detail. This means giving the message by explaining. Big campaigns make no sense in this context, but explaining what we're doing to get credible is essential. For us, as I said, the how is important as it makes a difference for the environment and to position ourselves. Always telling the truth and staying humble is absolutely key. And this is exactly where good marketing kicks in and differentiates from old school marketing.
Thank you. That's a very refreshing answer to that question. And you pulled on some really interesting aspects of that. I like the idea of what you were saying about focusing in on the hard truth, not trying to distract or anything, and acknowledge where the industry is, but also where it's aspiring to get to and how. So earlier you were mentioning about your responsibilities with regards to loyalty programs. How do you tackle the apparent paradox between loyalty and sustainability from a marketing perspective?
Well, the paradox, as you stated, between loyalty and sustainability obviously looks like a challenge, but it's not an unsolvable conflict, if at all. I even doubt this to be a paradox, to be frank, and much more an opportunity. It requires, of course, a holistic approach which integrates sustainable practices into the airline strategy and the loyalty program. This includes emphasizing environmental initiatives. And allow me here again to give you a few examples. We as a group heavily invest in fuel-efficient aircraft to reduce the CO2 emission of our passengers. We are supporting renewable energy projects, and we are the largest consumer of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, here in Europe. We established a so-called Green Tech Hub, you might have heard about it, to foster new technologies, for example, the shark skin. By demonstrating and communicating this commitment to sustainability, we can align our loyalty program with eco-conscious values. Already today, we provide loyalty program members with true sustainable options. For example, in our direct booking channels, we incentivize our customers with 20% more status and award miles to choose the so-called green fares, which fully neutralize your CO2 footprint and includes 20% sustainable aviation fuel as emission reduction. Another beautiful example is our so-called green fare. Since 2007, Lufthansa Group customers can offset their flight-related emissions by the contribution to climate protection projects. And we're very, very proud about it. In our own program, we offer different sustainable options for hotel, car rental, and finally also our upcycling collection in the workshop. All of this allows our loyal customers to enjoy the benefits of their loyalty program while making environmentally responsible choices. And there's a lot more to come. I personally strongly believe that we all have a joint responsibility. Thus, in addition to what I just mentioned, we offer education and motivate our customers to become #a mindful flyer. And how does that work? Well, we educate Miles and More members about the environmental impact of their travel by showing the individual CO2 footprint and the neutralization in the Miles and More app. We're trying to, in addition, motivate our customers with different campaigns, offers, incentives, and visibility measures to fully neutralize their footprint by easily accessible and meaningful solutions. Also, here's some examples. We're currently working on a concept that specifically rewards sustainable travel behavior. Customers who only choose to fly on sustainable options will be recognized and rewarded with additional benefits to align their loyalty with sustainability. Here again, data is important. We need to know our customers. And thus, I see huge opportunities for all of us to make a difference. The industry can't resolve this alone, but together with our customers, the right incentive schemes on regulatory level and society overall, I'm convinced that we will make it. Let's discuss it at the Aviation Festival face to face if you want.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for making time to speak with me today. And I look forward to meeting you in Lisbon.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure to be here with you today.